What's up, everybody? Stefan Martinez, Nicholas Gambaro. Your Monday edition of the Nick and Steph Show is live. As you see behind me, I got the Nick and Steph Show background. By the way, you can get this on a mask. We think about, putting this on other things fairly soon. So if you're a fan of the show, do yourself a favor. Go check out the shop at 3cliffsmedia.com. You can get yourself a nice little hat for when it's a little wintry like this, what I call blustery days like today. Get yourself some Nick and Steph swag. Support your boys, you know what I'm saying? We enjoy doing the show, but we want some love too, you know what I'm saying? So Big Dog, what is up, brother? How are you? How was your weekend?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm good, man. Watched a crap ton of sports this weekend.
I mean, really, that just means watched pretty much all baseball.
No. Watch the crap ton of NBA. Watch the crap ton of baseball. I actually did some planning for some other things that we got in the works that I've got in the works for you guys. So this was a busy, productive weekend for me. Yes, but I did still manage to watch a shit ton of baseball while managing to do everything else that I'm doing right now. But let's start with this. It was a busy day, busy last few days in the NHL. So let's dive into, first of all, before we do any of that, we want to send our prayers and our deepest condolences to what happened in Minnesota.
Yes.
Yesterday. That's just heartbreaking stuff. So our deepest sympathies to those affected by the tragic events of last night. And like we say on the show all the time, we mean it. If you have family members and you know what's going on in this crazy world, hug them real tight. Tell them you love them, because we're all not promised tomorrow, because days like this are really evident of that when you go through times like this. So send your family members some love. Tell them you love them, and hopefully you will get past all this nonsense soon. But so to put a quick bow on that, all the games in the Minnesota-St. Paul area are canceled. The Red Sox and Twins canceled their game. The Brooklyn Nets and the Minnesota Timberwolves canceled their game. And the Minnesota Wild also canceled their hockey game for tonight. So everything in the St. Paul, Minnesota area has been postponed for the evening. Now, what does it mean for the Red Sox and Twins series, which is supposed to go through Thursday? Nobody really knows yet. But like we said, thoughts and prayers to everyone that was affected by this tragedy, and we hope that we bring you some solace from what's happening in the world today. With that being said, holy shit, it was a crazy trade deadline in the NHL this weekend. Big Dog, what did you see this coming? Because I was like, some of the stuff we saw this weekend, I was kind of really, really taken aback by.
Yeah, I did not see that coming at all. Multiple trades. I can't go through all of them just because there's too many. But there were a few big ones, and the biggest one, of course, I'm sure everyone believes is the biggest, is Taylor Hall going to Boston. That was definitely a massive trade. Now he is a UFA still at the end of the year.
By the way, a UFA is a restricted free agent. For those that are wondering what a UFA is, it's an unrestricted free agent, meaning he can sign with any other team at the end of the season, or the Bruins can ultimately bring him back. But that is his prerogative and his choice. I'm sorry, Big Dog. I just want to clarify. Because in hockey, they use the term UFA. In other sports like basketball and baseball and football, it's called an unrestricted free agent.
So in hockey, just crazy weekend, crazy day today. But yeah, the whole thing too, I was still up late last night and it happened in the middle of the night. And really for Boston, what that means, it's another offensive power, up front. Does that put them over the top? It possibly could. I think Boston was good already, although the way they have been struggling, and especially dealing with their latest COVID issue, they're on the decline. I mean, they lost 8-1 last night to the Capitals, which when I saw that score, I almost couldn't believe it. But No, he's definitely going to be 2 on the second line, probably with Krejci. I don't unless Bruce Cassidy mixes up the lines, but it's always going to be Pasternak. Excuse me, Pasta, Marchand, and Bergeron. But to add Taylor Hall to the mix, maybe being on a contending team can kind of boost his morale, boost his confidence. Because let's be real, the past few teams he's been on, they suck. I'm sorry. I'm just going to flat out say it. The Sabres, who are the worst team in hockey. The Coyotes, who were men's and men's, they were okay. Then before that were the Devils, which actually he did win an MVP and took them to the playoffs one season, but then got, beat up in 5 games against the Lightning. So Taylor Hall, who's going to – then before that was on the Edmonton Oilers, so who were really bad. This is definitely going to help Boston. Could this put them over the top? Possibly, but I'm still not sure.
From what I've heard, he's had a slip in progression. He's not the same player he was a couple of years ago.
No.
So this feels like
MVP level.
So for me, this trade doesn't make them better. This trade makes them incrementally better, but it doesn't make them. It doesn't make.
I think they're going to be the same team, unless if he miraculously, in these next few weeks of the regular season, just lights it up, and then goes on a tear in the postseason.
Right.
Because I still believe Boston makes it, although, because I don't see the Rangers or the Flyers catching up to the Bruins. Either of them aren't good enough. They're not on Boston level. I don't care what any Flyer fan or Ranger fan tells me. I just don't think they're as good as.
No. Why would the Flyers or the Rangers even have that inclination? Can we go through this? Because I'm tired of those two fan bases. Like, your team suck. The both of them. Like, the Rangers.
Even Kayla would admit it, and she's a diehard Flyer fan. But
let's be real about this here. You've been in a rebuild, okay? You've been in a rebuild. The Rangers came out and told their fan base, we're rebuilding. We're rebuilding. The Flyers are an old team that hung on a year or two too long.
Yeah.
Why does this automatically become? Or the Flyers and the Rangers are automatically going to ascend to the top of the Eastern Conference over teams like the Islanders, over teams like the Capitals, over teams like the Penguins, who got better with Jeff Carter?
Yeah. That we're going to get into in a sec, and the Islanders.
Where do both these fan bases get the goal and the stones and the ball?
Especially the Rangers. Like, I'm sorry. They're not even anywhere close.
But that's what I'm saying. Where do you get this response of, oh, we're going to be really good? Really? Really? Where am I misreading the situation? I'd love to know, because isn't John Davidson, JD, the same guy who said we're rebuilding, we're retooling, we're going to start from scratch? We don't see ourselves as cup contenders at the moment. They said that in a letter.
Right, but supposedly the fan base is like completely delusional and thinks they can win a cup, which is mind-boggling.
You want to know where they messed up, okay? You want to know where they messed up? I'll tell you where they messed up. You did two things that messed you up completely. You paid Terry Panarin superstar money to be on a real rebuilding club. That's where you messed up at. The fact that Chris Kreider wasn't traded, you also messed up.
That's another thing.
Because there's no – you basically killed his value, and you said to your fan base, okay, we're going to try and ride this out and get one of the last playoff spots. No, you're in no position to do anything. You watch the Rangers on a night-to-night basis, and they'll tell you the same thing. They're deficient in the defensive areas on the ice. They don't have enough offense to be able to sustain itself. So why automatically now would we assume that midway through a season where the coach has numerous times this season, Big Dog, called them soft, said we're not good enough sometimes, we have mental lapses, we don't play hard. How are we supposed to be getting better? How are you getting better? You're not getting better. You're just staying in status quo.
Yeah, and the way their team is structured too, like you mentioned, Chris Kreider, you got Panarin. Like those guys don't really belong on this team.
Right. I'm gonna use this example, and I'm gonna use this example, but it's almost like you putting a that's like Nolan Arenado staying with the Rockies. The Rockies are clearly in rebuild mode. The Colorado Rockies, for those that are wondering, clearly in rebuild mode. Knew they had to get rid of Nolan. Knew they had to salvage this. Knew it wasn't going to get better with him there because he didn't want to be on a rebuilding club. He wanted to win a championship. Like, you cannot. And I'm serious. And for those that disagree with me, you could say it to me now on the show. You could say it after we finish recording. I'm open to any type of comments that you would like to give.
Yeah.
You can't ask star players like an Artemi Panarin, like a Nolan Arenado, like a Alex Rodriguez when he was in Texas. He went there because the money was good. He didn't go there because he knew he could win. He went there because the money was good. Now, you credit JD for trying to accelerate the rebuild, David Quinn and everybody for trying to accelerate the rebuild and say, hey, we can accelerate this rebuild. We can get our guys going on the right track. But let's just be really, really honest about something here. Sports is about progression. And when your progression isn't always linear. And for those that are wondering, I'm going to explain what that means. Your progression doesn't always mean you're going to go in a straight line and everything's going to always go according to plan. There's zigs and zags in sports. It's played by human beings with emotional issues, injury issues, lack of progression. They're not robots.
They also has no patience. They were cursing out Buchnevich. No, Lafreniere. Oh,
right.
This sucks. They just drafted him this year.
Right.
You got to give him time to develop.
Right.
He's in a whole new system, whole new league.
Right. The lack of patience right now in a lot of these organizations is baffling. And then you wonder why players feel how they feel. Like, why would I want to go here? Why would I want to put myself through this if automatically all you're going to do is prosecute me and tell me how much I suck?
And speaking of Colorado Rockies, they were an NHL team way back in the day before they moved to New Jersey.
I heard.
For those out there that didn't know, it's a little hockey trivia for you.
There you go. And it's just you see this and you wonder, like, are you serious, bro? Like, do you seriously feel this way? Because realistically speaking, okay, that's like me saying I see the New York Knicks contending for a championship. You don't. You know you don't. And if you think you do, you're lying to yourself. For the love of all that is holy, don't do this. Don't see, and this is where the fan bases can drink the Kool-Aid. This is where they drink the Kool-Aid. I'm gonna say it how I see it. They drink the Kool-Aid because they assume that, oh, we made moves. We're trying to win. You're trying to win, but are you trying to sustain success or you're just trying to shut up the fan base? That's the difference. Like, the Rangers don't feel like they're in any point where they're trying to win right now. Can we let Buchnevich, can we let Lafreniere, can we let a lot of the young guys figure out what they're doing before we start to crown anybody the next coming of Wayne Gretzky? For the love of God, please stop. Reevaluate things. Stop this now. Oh, and for Flyer fans, Carter Hart looks like he's allergic to stopping goals. Carter Hart looks like a leaking faucet. You turn around, this guy is giving up goals left and right. Now, he's good some nights. He's good most nights, in fact, but the defense in front of him is just horrible. Big Dog, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, they're old and depleted.
Wow.
I'm surprised they didn't trade more guys.
That's another thing, too.
They
it's like
signed Scott Lawton back to a 5-year deal for
that
$50 million, which I don't know about that, but you know,
like we usually say on the show. Okay, I'll play along.
yeah.
Well,
And we gotta get into the team north of border because Toronto.
all right. Before you do that, let me
Okay.
set you up for some stuff. I want to touch on the Islanders last, if that's okay with you. I want to go through
They
this.
saved the best for last, you know.
See, I didn't see.
Big 3-2 win last night, you know.
He's feeling himself. Talk
Against
your
the
shit.
Rangers in OT.
Talk your shit. He's feeling himself. He
All
is.
right, set it up for me.
So I'm gonna tee you up, and I'm gonna ask you some things.
Go ahead. Fire away, Dave.
Carter Hart to Pittsburgh. What is your initial feeling on this? Because when I saw this, I was like, "Holy shit!" Did you have the same reaction?
You mean Jeff Carter?
Jeff Carter. I'm sorry.
It's like, wait, what? Carter Hart's going to the Penguins?
No, Jeff Carter.
Oh my God! Can you imagine Kayla?
Oh, all right, Hextall and the crew.
Another goalie going to Pittsburgh? No, Jeff Carter though in Pittsburgh. Listen, the guy is on the older side, but I tell you what, if he's going to be playing with Crosby, Malkin, all them guys.
That can rejuvenate a guy. No doubt.
Yeah, because the Kings for the past few years haven't really been great, but now he's going to a new team, new management. They're fighting for the division,
Right.
fighting for playoff position. So, and he can still score. Maybe not like he used to, but he can definitely contribute.
But I feel like with
With
that,
those pieces around him, Jeff Carter's going to be dangerous.
here's my thing, and this is what I wanted to ask you. Jeff Carter feels like, and I'm going to say this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Jeff Carter feels like the Rob Gronkowski to Pittsburgh's like Tampa Bay Buccaneers-esque sort of. We got new management. I mean, Crosby's been here for 100 years, but Malkin's been here for equally as long. But Jeff Carter's
He's been dealing with injuries too, so I could see why they probably went out and got another star forward.
that makes sense.
So
That makes sense.
yeah, I mean, my initial reaction as an Islander fan, I was pissed. But then, as someone who analyzes and watches hockey, it's a great trade. It's a great move for that management. Mm-hmm. So another forward, another goal scorer, someone who's proven, has experience. He's been to 3 Stanley Cup Finals. He's won 2. Which fits right into Pittsburgh since they have a ton of experience.
Right.
So, yeah, solid trade.
When you get to the point where they are, like winning now is everything. Like you can't say, "Oh, we want to build."
And that was the issue, if you remember, because the firing of Jim. He resigned. He didn't get fired. Excuse me, but Jim Rutherford, the former GM, wanted to rebuild, and the president of hockey ops was like, yeah, no. Like, we think we can still win. And because he was making calls, like he was trying to trade players. Jim Rutherford wanted to blow it all up and start from scratch, but Pittsburgh wasn't having that.
Sounds like somebody doesn't it?
Yeah, you. But,
No, but big dog. Like, all right. So let's just play this hypothetical game. Play along with me if you would. Right? Like we're sitting there saying, "Oh, do you rebuild? Is it the time to rebuild? Is it the time to do all this?" Like that's an interesting question, and we could get into a lot of that later on. The question is are you sacrificing now? Are you sacrificing to try to get something last ride out of this group for the betterment of the future of the organization? Or do you think they care? That's like, do you think the organization cares about the future? Or do you think they just want to win for this particular group because they know this group is on its last legs? What do you think?
That's very possible. Yeah, because if you think about it, they were out in the qualifying round last year in the bubble. The year before that, we swept them 4 games. The year before that, I'm trying to remember how far they made it, but they didn't get very far. But yeah, Pittsburgh, like, this could be their last shot, so I could totally see why they got Jeff Carter, just for that specific reason.
So you feel like it's a last ditch? Let's try to salvage the championship window, see where we are, and if it makes sense for us, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yep. But there, you know what though, too, in the offseason, like free agency, watch out for Pittsburgh because they might be a team that makes some moves.
See, this is the question that I have though. And this is the real legitimate thing in my mind is how much moves do you want to make to keep this core together? Or do you kind of see yourself?
I think another thing too, though, is they could try and sustain it for as long as possible for Crosby.
Okay.
Or
if you're willing to do that, then okay, because I always take this approach, but I like your approach because they won, the fans are connected. I get all that. This is why this is different. You're gonna get me to admit.
I know what you're thinking already, though.
No. But usually I would be thinking this, but I think in this instance it's different because they won championships together. The fan base loves them. There's a deep-rooted connection. You've won for me. So me blowing this team up would be extremely difficult because you won a championship. Like you've won cups. Like there's feelings invested on both sides of this. Now, usually I would say, well, I don't care. For the better organization.
Like at his highest value, you'd be like,
you gotta go, buddy.
Like you won 3 cups with us. We love it,
but that's the perfect time to do it if you're a cold-hearted SOB like myself who doesn't care about feelings or about how things are perceived. That's when you do it, when you're just a cold-hearted SOB who has no feelings for anyone, who just says, okay, it is what it is. Like, that's when you do it. But I believe that the Penguins have done the right thing. They have. They absolutely have. And people have said to me, well, that's surprising coming from you because you're usually the guy that wants to blow up the world. If something doesn't go right, you want to trade for this one, that one, and that one. And I'm like, I don't always want to trade for everybody, but I do think at some point you got to have a come to Jesus meeting where you're like, okay, this has to be what we're doing. This has to be what we're about. You get where I'm going? Like, you have to make decisions at some point.
Marcos, he's coming to go.
It's for me, the conversation is this. The conversation is when do you, as a fan base, say, you know what? As much as I love them, we got to go. Like, we got to move on. We got to try and rebuild this. Because I don't think the front office is going to do it that easily. I don't think the front office automatically turns around and says, oh, let's do this. Let's rebuild this. Nah. The front office is going to fight this. Do you agree with me or no?
I think so, but Hextall and Brian Burke, they may have disagreements, but at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to really butt heads. They'll probably come to a mutual agreement eventually, whichever direction they end up going this offseason, and we'll see what happens from there.
That's interesting. Now, are you surprised that PK Subban wasn't traded by New Jersey?
Yep, because if I'm New Jersey, I'd be selling as many guys as possible. I mean, there's definitely teams out there that could use him, no doubt about it. So I'm really shocked that, and there were rumors that the Devils were going to make more trades.
So what do you think happened that forced them to say, I want to change my whole, we want to change our whole approach, where they didn't go all the way in on the rebuild?
I mean, and again, I don't, the cat maybe may have something to do with it. Money, maybe they tried to make trades and it just didn't pan out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure they made calls. I would have to imagine, just because PK's still at a high level of his game.
Right.
So, I don't.
Which baffles me, because you look around the NHL and teams that are in the mix, like playoff contending cup teams, would have said, you know what? Let's go give this guy a shot. Let's go put him with our club. Let's see what he can give us on a night-to-night basis, because obviously he still has something left in the tank. And the fact that more teams didn't call is somewhat surprising.
Like Vegas I could have seen that at Colorado. One of those teams in the West, or an Eastern team, maybe a Canadian team. But
that's why I'm shocked.
I leave the door because he's coming.
I'm shocked from the standpoint that you didn't see more from a lot of those teams who are said to be serious cup contenders, who said, you know what, let's rebuild this. Let's do this.
Like him in Boston. Oh my God.
Right.
That could have been a team that could have really used them.
Right. Like, I'm surprised Minnesota didn't get more aggressive with him and decide, oh, let's try to do something. That
could have been a team too, because they're climbing up those standings. Now, they're not going to pass Colorado or Vegas, but they're trying to prove to us, especially, because I know we doubt them every time they're in the playoffs because they lose in the first round.
Is there not legitimate reason to say?
No, there is, no doubt.
Let's draw a set and let's go win a playoff series?
Like Toronto too, but that's a whole nother story.
Oh, they're another draw set team.
They could have used PK.
First of all, thank you. I'm going here. For the love of God, Kyle Dubas on this idiot Dubas. How many of the goddamn same players do you need? How many goals are you going to score? You can't stop a nosebleed. If my wheelchair was coming down the lane, you probably couldn't stop me from scoring. For the love of God, have you ever heard of defense? Can I ask you this question? What the hell is going on north of the border? Can you answer this for me? What the hell are they doing up there?
I don't know. So they ended up getting today Ben Hutton, who's a solid defenseman, but no PK Subban. By the way, another Ontario guy, which they really need more of those, but whatever. What's up, Big Ray? And then they got in a 3-team deal. They received Nick Foligno and Stefan, however they pronounce it. It's no different than yours. It's Stefan, but still. Stefan Noesen. Columbus received Toronto's first-round pick this year, a fourth-rounder next year, and San Jose received Toronto's 2021 fourth-round pick.
All right, so that's fair. That's a cute trade.
And a Nick Foligno, listen, that was a guy I wanted on the Islanders, but I love the Palmieri and Zajac trade. But Nick Foligno for Toronto, that's a guy they could use. A bigger, like a Wayne Simmons, a big guy, net front presence, but then another goal scorer. Like, you need friggin' defensemen. I don't know what they're thinking.
Realistically speaking, does this solve their problem?
No. And we were making a joke before because about the Ontario thing. I looked up where he was from, and he's American, but he's from Buffalo, which is right there.
They're like fucking first cousins anyway. One lives right there.
The whole team is like Ontario.
You're a family member. You The fuck? You're right there. I could tap you on the shoulder. Hey!
But yeah, this whole thing in the media. Oh man, Toronto, they did what they had to do. No, they didn't. How can you say they?
All right, can we stop? Like, we on this show will not be prisoners of that shit. And if we are, I swear to my mother, I will turn my lights off. I will end the stream and we will go home. And I'm being dead serious about that shit. I'm tired of hearing, oh, Toronto's right there. We're so close. We're going to make it happen. Oh, my God. Enough. Enough of this. You know what I'm going to call it? It's Toronto propaganda. Because they make their fans believe, oh, you're going to make my dreams come true. The fucking goal song. Oh, we're going to do it. Welcome home. Come home. Toronto's the place to be. You're nothing but a bunch of soft choke artists. You are the definition of what's wrong with your sport. Yes, the skill is beautiful, but if you can't defend, what are we doing here? What are we doing? And then you see, oh, but this could be the year. This could be the year. We've been saying this could be the year for like 3 years already. Three. We've been saying the same. We've been saying the same.
The Tavares deal, right, came 3 years ago. Wow, 3 years ago.
Oh, if we see the right potential, this could be it. We could be dangerous.
And I feel bad for JT now because I'm like, all right, he'll get a cup, but there's no way he's winning with this team.
That's fine, and I feel bad for him, and that sucks, and that's unfortunate, and all those things are true. You're not wrong. But at what point do you look at the fan base? You guys got to stop overhyping your guys. Like, you got to stop this. Like, this is the reason why. This is why Yankee fans are hated. This is why Duke fans are hated. This is why Maple Leaf fans are hated. We overhype our own guys. Like, I'm sorry.
What they're like, and what I've heard, they're like the Canadian equivalent of the Cowboys. Like that, their fan base, like they overhype them every year. Maple Leaf, and all of Canada hates them.
Are they wrong? Are they wrong? Kyle Dubas is looking more like Jerry Jones every day. Every day. The same goddamn players are on your roster. Do you not believe in reshaping your roster? Do you not believe? You know what? He's a horrible GM. You want to talk about You want to talk about?
Apparently, they were talking on TSN today. They apparently cleared cap space
for
right for nothing. They didn't do shit. Oh, Toronto, they did what they had to do.
Oh, we cleared cap space. We cleared cap space for what? You're not going to get no defense with that cap space. So what are we clearing cap space for? What, you need to breathe cap space?
They got a goalie in the trade deadline.
Oh, so they actually got a goalie. Oh, my God. We should celebrate. Good Lord.
Yes, they do, Dougie. What's up?
So they got some cap space. We should just celebrate for we should throw a party down in
maybe that's why they're excited, because they cleared cap space. So now they feel next year they're going to do, or in free agency now they're probably going to try and do something big.
Forgive me if I'm sick of the bullshit. Forgive me, folks. But I've seen the same movie play every single goddamn year for 3 years, and he's still the GM. Can you tell me where we're improving and getting better? And your job is to upgrade the roster. Can you please tell me?
Oh, that's hard to. I mean,
that's not hard at all.
Really compare.
I go with the young
guy.
Yeah, but I'm going with the young guy and the upside and what he could be. Varley was solid, but this guy's shown flashes of being.
He is 8-0-0 at home. The kid's unreal.
That's like hold my beer level greatness.
And he's a rookie.
Hold my beer level greatness from a rookie. Huh?
Or in his case,
hold my vodka. Here. Hold my vodka.
Dougie, what did you think of the trades we made? Because I love all of them.
Yo, this is great. We spent 35 minutes of the show talking hockey.
Thank you very much.
You see this, major networks? This is what the hell is wrong with you guys. This shit. Because you don't give Paul Souls like this a chance to express himself. So this is why me and him had to right your wrongs because you're horrible and you all stink.
Garbage. Oh, you didn't? I thought yesterday's trade, Braden Coburn won the Stanley Cup, has a lot of experience. I thought it was a really good move. No risk move, veteran. He's been to the playoffs a lot.
Lou is always going to play like.
Been to 2 Cup finals, and he's never going to get a flashy player. So.
That's not Lou.
And we gave up a 7th round draft pick.
That's not bad. Bad.
You got a veteran who won a cup last year for literally a bag of pucks.
For free. You literally got him for free. I'm not kidding you.
So
that's not bad. Throw a party if you will.
Oh yeah. And I mean last night that win, it almost gave me a heart attack, but and Ryan Pulock finally gets his first goal of the year yesterday. Yeah, but like Zajac too is an older guy, but they can help though.
Lou made these moves for the cup run. This is what this is for. This is augmenting your team, getting you ready for the Stanley Cup Finals. This is what this is.
And Palmieri, by the way, scored his first goal last night.
Yeah,
happy for him. But yeah, you're right. That's why he pulled these moves. They're all veterans. Mm-hmm. They're no risk moves, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. You didn't give up a whole lot either, which works out too. Yep. And also too, it's not like we gave up a Bellows or a Wallstrom. You know, we gave up 2 prospects.
If you ever notice, and I'm going to compare sports here a second, so forgive me, big dog, but I think just so me and you understand each other, it's almost like when Brian Cashman said, I want to go out and get said player. Like he goes out and gets Rougned Odor to like supplement the infield. He didn't really give away nothing for Rougned Odor. Nice, lower level prospect pitchers. And if you get something from Rougned Odor to play the infield, and he's decent and he's solid, and you get production, it's a win-win. If he sucks, you can just cut him. It's no big deal. And I just think it's beautiful when you see, how these GMs are always thinking in the back of their mind. I want to make sure I'm in position. So if that big time free agent ever says, I want to go to the Island or I want to come to the Yankees or I want to go to said team, they always have maneuverability. All right, we can make it happen. They
never lets anything out either. And if there is a rumor out in the media, Elliot Friedman said it the other. Then he's like, I'm not bothering with that player anymore because I don't want no one to know what I'm doing.
Right. That's smart. I'd go to the same GM school. I'm not telling you nothing. I'm not even saying good morning. We're just gonna get to work. So none of my words can be misconstrued. None of the things that I say can be said. Oh, Lou said he was going to do it. No, I didn't say nothing of the sort. All I said was, we're engaged. Brian Cashman does this too. I kind of love it. It's like, no, I didn't say we were going after Garrett Cole. I said we're engaged with Garrett Cole. There's a difference. We like the player. If it gets too expensive, we'll walk away like we did for everybody else. We're engaged. We engage the marketplace. That's what you're supposed to do as a good general manager. You engage the marketplace. You don't say, oh, we're going to make a trade. No, engage the marketplace. If you like something, you like something. If you don't, you walk away. Fans get this impression just because you're linked to that player, you're going to sign said player. That's not always how this works. I remember a couple years ago when Bryce Harper was a free agent, everybody was linking Bryce Harper to the Yankees or trying to. Same thing with Machado. Cash is like, yeah, we talked. I met with them. We had a conversation. I talked to Scott for half a second. Scott Boras, that is, and we decided this just doesn't make sense for us, and they didn't do it. But you remember at that point, everybody was linking these players and this. I'm like, bro, what? Like, if you do that, they're gonna walk away. Like, these guys don't want the media dictating what they do. This is why, for me, this is very key. And the Jets and the Knicks need to learn from this. Just because you're associated with said player doesn't mean you have to cave and give him everything he wants. That doesn't make sense. It's not good business. Don't do it. On to something real quick. And Big Dog, are you done with the hockey? You got anything else?
That's about it. Those are all the trades I wanted to mention. So
40 minutes of hockey. That was awesome. I had fun. Real quick, would I surprise you if I tell you that I'm a little bit worried about the Los Angeles Lakers? And I'm not worried for the Lakers for the reasons you might think. I'm actually worried for the Lakers for other reasons. And I'll break them down for you quick here. And I if you have questions, please ask, because I'm very curious to see what you think about this. And this is what I was telling you before on the phone, which I didn't get into because I didn't want to spoil the fun. But if you're the Lakers, right, and you see teams like the Nuggets, you see teams like the Clippers, you see teams like Brooklyn, you see all these teams, and you're like, Utah, like, all these teams are legitimate threats. And this is the thing. Oh, wow.
oh, wow.
Wow.
Very cool.
This is the thing that I sat back and thought about, and I wanted your opinion on this because I'm curious to see, what you thought and what your feelings are on said subject. So everybody's worried about the Lakers because of LeBron and Anthony Davis, and rightfully so. You want to get them back healthy and make sure they're ready for the stretch run. However, the Lakers just signed Andre Drummond, the center, a week ago, a week and a half ago. And I'm like, I wonder how him and Anthony Davis are going to play together, especially because Anthony Davis is used to playing that center role where you take a center who is not as mobile, who are slower, bigger plotting guys, and you put him at the 4 and you put Drummond at the 5. You kind of clog yourself up there a little bit. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Because I'm watching Utah, Big Dog. The other night I said, let me watch the Jazz. Let me put on the Jazz. Jazz weren't on in New York. I just figured, you know me, I'm a psycho. Can't sleep. Let me watch the Jazz. It's, late night game. I'm going to watch the Jazz. I had the Jazz on. And I says, Lakers going to have problems stopping the Jazz. Two bigger guards and Mike Conley and two elusive guards and Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell. Lakers don't have great perimeter defenders, and the way Utah shoots the basketball, Lakers are going to struggle. Lakers are going to struggle against teams that shoot the ball. It's almost like a team that scores in hockey, where you can do anything you want to do. You can play them well, you can defend them, but if you can't score with them, you're in trouble. And the Lakers don't really shoot the 3 well. I tell you this, what does Brooklyn do well if they're healthy? They can shoot the hell out the ball with Kyrie, KD, Joe Harris. Their ball boys can even shoot threes. It's real in Brooklyn. That's not even a joke. They're ball boys. The boys that hand them the Gatorade can shoot threes. They're that deep. They're that deep in Brooklyn. It's embarrassing. But I look at the Lakers and I'm like, man, LeBron might have bit off more than he could chew, because I look at the Western Conference and I'm like, yo, Phoenix can shoot the hell out the ball. Chris Paul has these guys playing together, younger team, but that's why I say I put this in the description of the show yesterday. Chris Paul might be the best leader in the NBA. Not winner, but leader in the NBA. Because you took a Phoenix team that finished 11th last year in the Western Conference. Big Dog, they're second in the West this year. They're 2.5 games back at first place. And by the way, Chris Paul is probably having the best season in the last 5 years of his career. Like, if you're the Lakers, you got to worry about all this stuff, because I'm like, LeBron, you're great, but you got Utah coming for you. You got Phoenix coming for you. You got all these teams. And if you don't think Luka Doncic and Kristaps and Dallas and everybody's looking at you going, Ooh, Lakers are kind of vulnerable right now. I think we could. I think we can make a run in the Western. The Western Conference feels open for the first time in maybe, I want to say, like last 5-6 years. Because remember when Golden State was at the top, nobody was beating Golden State.
Yeah.
You could have prayed to the stars. You could have said 7 Hail Marys. You could have spit and turned around, spit and come back in. Nah, you wouldn't beat Golden State. You're done. Just go home. The party's over. Like once those boys got hot, it was done. The Western Conference, for the first time since we've been friends, that's about 6 years now. God damn, I know you had 6 years. Holy shit.
That means we're old.
Facts. It feels open to me. It feels like, oh shit, there's actually a chance that LeBron might not get to the finals this year. Like he might lose in the playoffs. Because you look at teams like Denver, crazy athletic. You're Jokic making plays from the center position. It's a joke. It's a joke what they got going on in Denver and Utah and all these different places. Now, if anybody has the right to tell me to shut the hell up and prove me wrong, it's LeBron James. He can definitely sit there and say, well, you doubted me before. I'm in year 19. I'm an old man River, but you know what? I'm still LeBron, so shut the hell up and sit somewhere. He can do that. I have no qualms if he does, but this just feels different. It feels like it's an official, like, you're in trouble, bro. And if the Lakers fall anywhere between fourth and sixth, like if you don't stay within the top 4, the Lakers might not make it. The Lakers might not make it through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. I'm gonna just be honest with you. And I know James is probably like, oh, you're doubting the GOAT James. You're doubting my boy. You know what, James? Yes, I'm doubting your boy. That don't mean I don't appreciate his greatness. I just look at him and go, damn, bro, you're 36 in year 18. Any regular human species would have let, you know what? I'm losing it. I just worry about the Lakers, and I want to see what they do in the playoffs. And it kind of transitions me to this point with soccer, because I know we're going to talk a crap ton of soccer, but I know Messi and Ronaldo, they're up in age, and they're still great. But, like, don't you get the sense that, like, how long do you think this can last with those two guys being elite like that?
I think a few more years, at least still close to 40.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Like, you got them being dominant, you just got them being, like, still high-quality players. You think they could still be dominant?
I think they could still be dominant.
Wow. That's crazy. Imagine being dominant in sport at 40. Like, yo, hold my beer. I went to Tom Brady's School of Greatness. Get out of here. I'm going to play till I'm 50, dog. And I'm going to still outrun half of you young boys out here. That's not even fair, bro. Like,
I wonder, though, if one of them will ever come to Major League Soccer. Who knows?
Nah, it's too much pride. Like, I feel like Major League Soccer would be like a step down. Where they're like, do I really want to go there? No. That'll feel like a step down. I don't know.
I mean, the only league Ronaldo, major league he hasn't played in yet is the Bundesliga in Germany. So, I don't know. I think eventually he'll move from Juventus and go there.
Yeah, when he's in a rocket chair and he's 49 and can't run no more.
Just we could say I dominated like the top 4 leagues in Europe. What are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
Where Messi is different. He's a one-team guy. He'll probably stay at Barca unless if this offseason maybe they don't win the title. And then maybe there's more change to come.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to wait and see.
Right. No, I was always fascinated by that. It's like, when do you think these soccer clubs go, you know what? You're getting up in age, bro. We're not getting the returns on our money that we once did, so we're going to let you just ride off into the sunset. Or do they operate that way?
Yeah, and soccer too. Like, these guys make the club so much money also because everyone wants to come and see them play.
Right.
So that's another incentive for not to get rid of them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's another factor because soccer is a money-making machine.
Oh, yeah. We've heard contracts on this show. We know how it works. You got everybody else playing for welfare, and these guys are, what was the contract? Was it like 655 million euros or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Bruh. What? Bruh, Mike Trout and this dude, they're on the unemployment line. Like,
that makes baseball contracts look like just nothing, like change.
341 million. I got 341 million in my glove compartment console. Get out of here, fam. You not rich. You rich by life standards, but you ain't this rich.
We're not driving Ferraris and Lamborghinis. I mean,
fam, I could buy your franchise, my guy. Like, your franchise can be bought.
He probably could buy the Angels, yeah. Not probably, he could. And maybe the Dodgers if he wanted.
Oh, real quick, speaking of baseball and basketball intertwining, Alex Rodriguez and his guy, his right-hand man, they're in the final stages of purchasing the Minnesota Timberwolves and the link from owner Glenn Taylor. So that might happen relatively.
I'm curious why A-Rod got into that, because he's not a Minnesota guy, but did he just want to be in on it? Like, does he think there's money there? Like, what was his motivation?
Well, he wants to own a
team.
Nah, he wants to own a team. He kind of secretly loves the NBA. He goes to a lot of NBA games like pre-pandemic. He was at the Garden a few times. He goes to a lot of Heat games. He has a very close relationship to Glenn Taylor, the Timberwolves owner. They both live in Florida. They actually hashed this deal out over the weekend. Like, A-Rod went to his bungalow in Naples, and they got stuff hammered out. And this is 50-50 between him and his partner, and they're about to do the whole thing. And I'm like, yo, this is bonkers. Like, you guys are really about to buy this whole thing. Like, that's insane. Like, the fact that that's even an idea. Hey, Stern, what's up, brother? Thank you for the like. I appreciate it.
Stern.
Like, the fact that they're gonna buy this whole thing and be okay. I'm like, whoa, well, hot damn. Like, hold up a second. Like you went from not buying the Mets to just, I'm gonna just buy the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, cool. And bought the WNBA team too. Like, with I think they're gonna clear it with no problem.
Imagine if A-Rod bought the Knicks.
See why you
like that or no?
Of course I would. Anybody with James Dolan, I'm shit. Of course I would. I just don't want him running my basketball department, but you could put your money in it. I'm being fucking brutally honest.
And back to hockey for Tortorella, I would fire him after this. Like, there's no point of keeping the dude. You're in a rebuild mode. You got rid of your captain and your best player.
Watch. He's probably
him and the GM are really close. The GM loves him, which I don't know how, but that's a whole nother.
Let me ask you this question, right? So if you're John Tortorella and you've coached in every high situation imaginable, like you've been at the top of your profession for years. Thank you, Stern. We agree there, buddy. I wish anybody would buy the Knicks. Shit, if I had the money, I would go to the ATM right now and be like, yo, Jim Dolan, here's about $6 billion. Please hand me the franchise because you are going to fuck this up. You have fucked this up. For 20 goddamn years, you've ruined us as Knicks fans. Please give it to somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. And then I would tell Leon Rose and Worldwide West, hey, do me a favor. You guys got to go talk to the media. You got to give me something. Like, I'm not saying tell CIA state secrets, but at least say hello. Fucking make yourself known. Like,
yeah, the Knicks and Jets need new ownership so bad.
Almighty. Like, I'm not saying deploy state secrets. I'm not saying that. I kind of like that they don't talk to the media often. Not like Brody Van Wagpants, who said, oh, let's talk to the media every day because I like the way my hair looks on the camera, looking like he was fucking a Ken doll model. Not that. I don't want that, but I'd like you to communicate and let me know you're breathing, that you like the trajectory of the franchise. Leon Rose has not said a word to the media in person since he spoke to Mike Breen 2 weeks after taking the job, before last year's draft. But he's at every game. Him and Scott Perry sitting courtside, World Wide Wet. They're at every game. Can somebody freaking tell? Can we make sure that your vocal cords still work? Can I hear you speak? Can I hear you speak? Can you tell me you like the trajectory of my franchise? I'm not asking you to tell me what you think about said player. I don't give a damn. Just speak. Tell me you like the job that Tibbs is doing. Tell me you like the new concession stand food at Madison Square Garden. Speak. Say something. Say something. Like, this is getting scary. Like, bro, they don't speak, but they're at every. They were at the game. Yes, they were at the game last night, sitting courtside. And Leon Rose just had the same expression on his face, like this dumbed out. I'm happy to be here. Like, I'm happy to be here, but I'm not happy to be. And I know their work is behind the scenes. Like, if you know anything about the Knicks front office, they don't. I'm not expecting them to say anything to me. I don't want the Steve Cohen going on Twitter and telling me what your plans are. Oh, hell no. Don't do that. I'm not asking for that.
Yeah, I don't understand that, man. I don't know. And he tweets after like every game, and
oh, Jesus. That's going to get old quick. That's going to get old quick. Because
what should we do more?
They're going to look at this shit and go, what the fuck? What do we do? What? You're doing this after every game? Get out of here with this garbage.
I think he tweeted after the Conforto game, too, the other day, no?
Oh, we got the best fans in the world. It was a great win. Bro, you basically cheated to win the game. Your man cheated to win the game. He cheated. What great win. What? And then, for the love of God, I was going to save this for tomorrow, but you're a Met fan, and I got to say this. Can we score some runs for Jacob deGrom? 14 Ks! 14 K. He was dominant on Saturday. Me and Rick are looking at each other dumbfounded. Can you score one run for this poor soul? For the love of God, can somebody just put the bat on the ball and score a run for this guy? Does he have to do everything himself? 14 Ks and you lose 3-0? You lose 3-0. They didn't score a run. And the game was over in 2 hours and 35 minutes. And he waited innings. He pitched his balls off. His ERA is like 1.45. Thanks.
He's got to be so fed up.
Oh, my God. Yo, if you're Jacob deGrom, you're like, yo, fam.
Why am I still here?
I would bribe you guys with free gift certificates to shops. Wherever you want to shop online, you could go. I don't care. I would bribe them with gifts. Yo, you score a run for me, I got all you guys gift certificates.
You want the Rolexes, you want this, that.
Whatever you want, bro. I'll set up a golf simulator at your house. I'll have personal chefs cook you meals before my starts. Anything you need. You want wine? I have a cellar built in your basement. Whatever you need, whatever you gotta do. Score this guy some runs for the love of God. Jesus, man. I digress.
You're not even a Mets fan, and you're upset.
It's sickening. It's sickening to watch greatness like that be wasted. Can you imagine if he had a competent offense? Can you imagine? Can you imagine Jacob deGrom in Minnesota? Minnesota. I'm not even talking about but like any of the heavy hitters. Imagine Jacob deGrom in Boston, bro. With that lineup, oh my God, he'd win 20 games.
Imagine him in LA.
Imagine him with the Angels. Ball. Yo, Steve Cohen, I need you to do something else for me. The black unis are cute. The balloon band they bringing it back, that's cute. This is all cute. Like I applaud you, sir. You're doing a fine. You're doing an okay job. Can you figure out? Can you bribe? Like, yo, bro, I'll give you ventures of Venture 72. You can have shares. Just score some runs for this goddamn guy. Please. Please. That's all I ask. Score some runs for him, please. He got to be sick of it. He got to just be like, hey, you know what? I don't know what else I can do at this point because you guys are like, this is not good. Like, this is not good. Like, you know, it's like the thing you do. You know what? With the hands, like I'm at that point. I'm not even a Met fan, but yeah, do that again for me. That. Just a fed up, like you know.
Done.
Jesus. What else? You got any soccer to get? I know you got some soccer to get into. Let's get into the soccer.
So there was a report from your favorite app or website, whatever you want to call it, Atletico, as we like to call it, where Harry Kane stated that he will only leave Tottenham if they don't end up making top 4 and get into the Champions League next year. If that is the case, he wants out. And then there's been like discussion, and the pundits over on Sky Sports in the UK were talking about which team maybe he'll end up on.
Oh, here we go.
And first of all, Tottenham again give up a lead and lose 3-1.
That gotta make you feel beautiful, doesn't it?
More drama.
That gotta make you feel beautiful, doesn't it?
It's whatever. But it's annoying for sure. I don't know. And that was a huge loss. No points. Now you move further down the table. You were right there. If you got a win, you were tied. You were right there in 5th place. You'd have been right there with Chelsea and to get that 4th spot and blow another lead. All right. I don't know, man. And I really don't want Harry Kane to leave. He's our best player, but I can't blame the dude if he wants to leave.
I was gonna say, could you blame him if it all just
No. But it does stink that like he's a Tottenham guy, but grew up a fan of the team.
Mm-hmm.
But Champions League is, essentially like the Premier League and Champions League are the 2 major trophies for an English club. Although the FA Cup could be as well, but the Champions League is like the mecca of European trophies. Mm-hmm. So I could understand it. Now, what team he ends up on is another question.
Right.
Does he go to superstar Man City that is kind of like Golden State was like 5-6 years ago?
Brooklyn.
Or Manchester United, who's sort of in a rebuild, but they do have some pieces that,
Reading interviews and quotes from him, what do you think he'll do? What do you think his heart is?
I think in a way. I truly think he's torn, but from what it seems, like he wants to leave. He wants it. Like he's fed up. He's fed up with Mourinho. He's fed up with not winning titles. I feel like the vibe I get from him, he's given everything to the club. He's done all he literally can, but he has been injury ridden also the past few seasons. And he's like, and he's our age. So he's getting up there in terms of, soccer age. No, I'm saying, I don't know if he's going to play till 4.
Yeah, some of the noises we make when we get up in the morning. Good Lord.
Yeah, like, back weights. But
Good Lord, man. Wow.
Yeah, I could.
No, it's
Like, I don't think he goes to a London club. Well, first of all, Daniel Levy, the man who runs Tottenham, would have to, transfer him and make a deal or a trade, essentially.
right.
It's not like he could go on a free transfer and go anywhere he wants.
Right.
They were speculating like, oh, could he go to Spain, Italy? I don't think so. I think he's familiar with the Premier League. He wants to play here. They're definitely not sending him to a rival, obviously.
Right.
Because in soccer terms, forget about it. You can't. That's sacrilegious. You can't trade somebody to a rival. You know.
Ooh, yeah. Big, you'll riot from your room. You'll riot from your room. From his room, he'll riot. He's not even nowhere near Tottenham, but he'd riot from his room.
I don't know if I riot, but I won't be happy about it. If he ever went to Chelsea
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
God forbid Arsenal, but I don't think he goes to Liverpool either. So I could see him going to maybe one of the Manchester clubs. I could see that.
Maybe. Who knows?
But, yeah, Man City lost at the weekend, although that really doesn't matter because they're way ahead in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, too, just sticking with the Premier League and then we'll end it, but Pulisic, man, this was just a rough season for him overall. Like, so many injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope he's fully healthy for next year, and especially one, because I want to see him succeed in the Premier League.
Absolutely, right.
And two, I want him to play well, be healthy for the U.S. World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
And he's a young dude, but he's already been dealing with a lot of knee problems.
That's not good.
Not good at all. So we'll have to see what happens.
Do you think that puts into question what they do with him moving forward?
It's a possibility, but no, I think he's going to stay with Chelsea a while.
Yeah.
And also, too, his current manager also coached him in Germany.
Oh, wow.
But again, that couldn't, I think that means something, but some people might say that really don't matter. Like if, let's say Pulisic's not producing or he's injury prone, like they might want to deal him or let him walk.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's everybody, nobody knows anything to this point. And this is why I think journalism gets irresponsible from the standpoint that you're going to start hearing what destination he might go to, and you're going to hear from sources that he'd prefer here and he'd prefer there. Nobody knows what these players really want until they actually get to a place where they really know what they want to do. We can sit here and speculate on what he might do, but do we know? No. And that's why I think we have to take a very measured approach with a lot of this stuff. Like, you can't just automatically assume just because he said he wants out, like he's already picking destinations he wants to go to. This sounds very familiar to the John Tavares thing. He's given everything he can to the organization. He grew up there. He grew up a fan. He has close ties to the whole thing. And it just feels like they never put enough around him for him to want to say, hey, I want to stay here and build something. They never did enough for him. So I don't blame him for wanting to see, hey, what else is out there? Maybe some other club will give me an opportunity to win. And that's what it's all about for these guys. We can say it's about the money, and clearly in soccer it is, because good Lord, they're making fortunes upon fortunes. But I do think that winning does play a part in it, especially when you're getting up in age. You already had knee problems, like you mentioned, Big Dog. I think winning becomes at the forefront of your mind. You stop caring about how much money can I make, and you start wondering, hey, how can I win a championship? That's what this becomes. That's what it becomes now. Now it's no longer about how can I set myself up, because he's already set up. He's wealthy enough where he can, you know, be there for future generations. But it also makes me feel like, hey, we got to figure out what we're gonna do here, because I'm on a ticking time clock, and soccer's not a young man. Soccer's a young man's game. And if we already we're having questions on where to go next, that's not good. That's not good.
Definitely.
But speaking of not good, I'm sorry, but this episode has reached its zenith. We will be back on Thursday. Oh, by the way, my next show is tomorrow, so you'll be seeing this hideous mug again. Tuesday, 6 p.m., 27 ounce, all baseball. Got a crap ton of baseball to watch tonight. By the way, congrats to Joe Musgrove, big dog, former San Diego resident, now pitches for the Padres, throws the first no-hitter in Padre history. How crazy is that?
That's pretty wild.
And the guy that caught him, Victor Caratini, he also caught the last no-hitter in Major League Baseball from Alec Mills, who pitched on the Chicago Cubs. So the same catcher has caught the last two no-hitters in Major League Baseball. That is
wild.
Victor Caratini, your glove got some special juice there, my friend.
Caratini, eh?
Yeah, but he's Puerto Rican. Ain't that something?
Interesting.
He's Puerto Rican with a Guinea last name. That's the... Thank you.
It means a lot. Thank you.
We appreciate
the Wilders.
You guys play tonight, don't you? Or you're off?
No, we're actually off for 3 days, which is
we
need the rest.
You want to catch a win Thursday?
Yeah, we got Thursday, Friday against Boston, and then back-to-back at Boston, and then Sunday against Philly, in Philly on national TV, actually.
Yeah, pray for this guy. Oh, good Lord. Pray for him. Pray for him. I'm going to get text messages throughout the whole game.
Yo, I almost died last night. Oh, my God. When we scored that winning goal, I was screaming.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Send help. Just send help. Just make sure you're masked up first, but send help. Yeah. We need
it. Oh, man. Yeah, they're my only hope.
They're my only hope.
The Mets, too, now. Who knows what Nah. I have us possibly going to the World Series this year.
Yeah, it's a little fall, but
unless if Steve Cohen keeps tweeting and DeGrom can't get a run to help him to save his life.
Can somebody help this Paul? I mean, Jesus, what do you got to do? Does he got to bribe somebody? Do you got to like?
So I was just on YouTube or whatever watching. I watch sports stuff on YouTube, and I watch. I'm a big Rich Eisen fan, so I'll watch clips from his show every now and then. Mm-hmm. And the actor from New Jersey, Bobby Cannavale? I know, very Italian.
Yeah, was on Bulwark Empire for a season.
Yes, big Jet and Yankee fan actually. But Rich was talking to him about the Jets, and he literally sounded like me. It's like I would watch any other team, but like I just couldn't watch the Jets. I wouldn't watch the Red Zone channel just because I don't want to by accident land on the Jet game. And he goes, Rich, why do we watch this team? I can't take it. Gates, I can't take them anymore. I'm like, and then he's like, I'm so done with this team. And he's like, but the moment I do that, watch them win the Super Bowl. I got to send it to you because it word for word sounded like what I'm like, the Red Zone thing was funny because if I have the Red Zone channel on and we come on, I change it. I can't watch them. Goes Rich. I can't do it. He's great. He knows the struggle. Yo, he had rich eyes and oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my god. And then this other video, I got another quick. So Jeff Garlin, who I love, who's on the Goldbergs, Curb Your Enthusiasm, funny actor, big Chicago guy, because that's where he's from, and big Bears fan. But he was talking to Rich Eisen about the Jets. He goes, the only guys you really have to show for it is 69. Other than that, what do the Jets really got? You guys got nothing. And Rich is like, you're right, can't say shit. He didn't say that, probably.
It's almost like the skit in the Maniscalco skit where he talks about the food.
Yeah. Oh my god! And then, because I was just watching a bunch of clips from that show, Cannavale was a guest host one day and interviewing Maniscalco and talking about the Bears. Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god. I gotta send you the link. Oh my god. And there was one year where the Bears must have sucked and Maniscalco, like the Bears, they can't do nothing for me. They suck this year. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. They absolutely stink. I don't know what to do with it. I talk to my father every Sunday after the game. I'm like, can you believe this crap?
He's gonna be saying the same thing about the Cubs because that's that.
Oh God. Yeah,
they're headed for a rebuild. So imagine,
as though they need a new coach and GM. Oh my God.
Yo, the fact that Matt Nagy and this guy have jobs, they should be investigated by the FBI. They committed some sort of crime.
The poor Chicago Bears fans.
Oh my Lord! Somebody signed a petition. Is there somebody in a river somewhere that we're not aware of? Did something go down in the inner harbor of Chicago? Can we get some law enforcement on that? Can you please tell me? How are these guys still employed? Oh God!
Yo, look, those interviews all funny.
Oh God!
Do you think Nick Foles stays on the Bears or he leaves?
It depends, because I know he's been they talked about him.
Did you see the video I sent you a few days ago? What Bart Scott said?
I did, but then it creates the same conversation we had with Sam. Like, we're gonna draft Zach Wilson and trade for Nick Foles for what purpose? This helps me how?
I mean, I would love Nick Foles as a Jet.
I get it, but then don't draft a quarterback.
I know what you mean. You're right.
What the hell are we doing here? What are you playing? Musical chairs with the quarterback? Come on now. You just read a list of 90 quarterbacks that the Jets have had since we've been friends. We need to come up with a segment on the show called entitled The Story of a Miserable Broken Jet Fan, told by Nicholas Gambaro. And you need to just vent all your frustration.
I guess that's why I watch these I come across these videos of like celebrity Jet fans or well-known people, like even broadcasters who are Jet fans, and they just rant like it's, at least like I'm not alone. So I know there's other people out there.
Yeah, it's like Knick fans that are famous. Jerry Ferrara, Ben Stiller, all these Knick fans that are famous.
Yeah.
Like when they rant about the Knicks, it's like you get on. It's like a community.
I'm sure you've seen from time to time interviews with them and they'll ask about the Knicks and.
Bro, it's like a therapy session, bro. It really is. Like we come together as a broken community, one for all and all for one.
Yeah. All fan bases have a lot of famous people. Tracy Morgan, I know, is a big Knick fan.
Tracy Morgan's still at the Garden. He goes.
Spike Lee. Well, he's the.
Well, Spike Lee's like Knick fan Jesus. Like,
yeah.
You can't.
Adam Sandler, who's also a Jet fan. God help him. Because
Can't respect Knicks fan, Jesus, but I get your point.
Knicks and Jets. Oh, Stern, I hope we're good soon.
From your mouth, Stern, if the Jets ever get good, you will be a guest on the show. You can come and we'll have you, and we can talk about Jets to your heart's content. We give you a platform.
Stern used to, well, still, I believe, right, Stern? You're still a season ticket holder? Him and...
Whoa, Stern. Are you telling me that this poor soul has paid money to watch that garbage?
Stern and Jimmy they still, I believe, are
God bless you.
for a long time.
God bless you. You deserve a medal.
You were telling me stories how they used to sit right by Fireman Ed. They're 37 years. God bless you guys, because
listen, you deserve a medal. I'm being serious. There should be a medal of Jet and Nick fandom. If you root for both, they should give you a heart or some type of star for your fandom.
My grandpa had them for 35 years.
I mean, good Lord. Good Lord. I mean,
7 years. God, they gotta win one day. No, like, see, like
I can hear Joe B though in the background.
No, like, hear me out. The Seahawks have won.
All right, here
we finally won. Who else? The Eagles got their first Super Bowl finally.
We're close.
The Browns are getting there.
We're close.
Even though you guys annoy the crap out of me.
That's because I root for them now. So we gotta keep the friendly animosity going.
The Cleveland Browns, they got close.
They're close.
I
don't know how I feel about the Clowney thing though. I'm out on that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think that's a good move for you guys.
I'm out on that because I'm gonna be honest with you. It just seems like it's a name, and it just seems like he's gonna they're doing it because it's name recognition. But bro, I don't know how he helps my defense. I really don't. I don't know how he helps us. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't know how he helps us.
But remember when I was into the Jets, though? You miss it. I know you do.
Oh yeah, I'm deep down inside. I weep for it. I'm like, yo, I remember when this guy.
I know you're probably sitting there on Sundays, and you haven't heard from me all day because I'm probably just miserable and don't talk football at all. You I miss Big Dog when he was into football.
Yeah, I can picture you. You're like Ben Stiller at the end of the Dodgeball movie with just shoving chocolate chip cookies in your gullet.
Yeah, pounds of candy or Ben and Jerry ice cream. Just watching other teams' success, and then that's you see on the ticker on the bottom, Jets lose again. It's and you're sitting there almost wanting to tear up a little. Why do I even care about this team?
Yeah, right. Oh God!
He said the minute you do, that's when
they win a championship. I'm sure they'll win a championship. They will win a championship. The minute you leave and the minute you say, screw it, I'm off this freaking.
If you left the Knicks, they would win.
The next year. If I leave the Knicks will be in the conference finals the next year. Every free agent known to humanity would be like, I want to play for the Knicks. I want to play for the next year. People will be at Madison Square Garden lining up to play for the Knicks. The moment I leave, the moment I stop becoming a Knicks fan, and the moment I said, I'm going to throw up my hands. The orange and blue, they've done nothing but bring me pain. Spike will be back in the garden. The garden will be full. People will be rocking. We'll get the New York Go theme back rocking. And I'm sitting here in purgatory. I got off the ship too soon. But let me stay on another 40 years, God willing. and hope that they win for me.
Imagine the Jets and Knicks win the same year.
Oh God. Oh, we'd be insufferable, the two of us, you and I.
Yes, on the show. Oh my God.
God. You know how much shit I will talk? You know how much shit I will talk for you as a Jet fan? And I'm not even a Jet fan, but you know how much shit I will talk for you? I was like, yo, you can't touch either one of us right now. Like, we're golden. Like, our team just won chips. All you, everybody else, y'all could go kick stones because I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna talk shit. Like, please don't win a nigga. If the nigga Steph show's still going 30 years from now, which hopefully it is, and our teams win, we're gonna be two insufferable motherfuckers. I'm just letting you know that right now.
I will every show I'll just wear Jet stuff for like a whole month.
We gonna be too insufferable. Y'all gonna get sick of us, man. I'm gonna have Nick shit on every day, brand new shit. You gonna get sick of me.
You'll be getting shipments from at your house like of just new Nick stuff every
Guaranteed.
hats, shirts,
jerseys,
socks.
Shit, I might even tattoo something Nick's on the body here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I might, but we gotta win it first because I'm not one of those fans that tattoos it before. That's like a jinx. You can't do that. You got to get the tattoo after you win it, so they can't say that you jinxed it. They can't say that in some alternate universe your tattoo kind of messed up the juju. Nah, I don't want none of that smoke. Win it for me first, and then we can have a conversation on what tattoo I should get. Oh, man. But, Big Dog, this was fun, man.
It was.
I had a great time.
Yes.
God bless you, Stern. 37 years.
Yeah,
Oh.
God bless you is right, because goddamn.
First of all, you're a great guy just by that fact. And I haven't even met you yet. But just by that fact, I'd love to be your friend and buy you a beer.
Stern's a good dude.
You deserve a medal. Oh, my Lord. Stern, I bow to your Your dedication is humbling to me. But good Lord, nobody deserves 30 years of my time.
I really hope it's not a Cubs situation, but it might be. I think I did the math. I think I'd be in like my 70s by that. No, that can't be right. Right? Hold on. Let's do the math.
Yeah, you probably would be. How old are you now? 28? We're talking about another 50 years. So, yeah, probably 78.
Yeah, close to 80.
Yeah.
As long as I say it, that.
You can tell God, yo, take me home. It's been a nice ride. I've seen it all now.
Yeah, I gotta see the Isles, Jets, and Mets win.
Imagine they all do it in the same year.
Oh my God.
He could look at him. He's speechless. He don't even know what to do. Crying.
Yo, I would wear my team stuff literally every day for like a year. I would just
like, oh, you don't understand if the Knicks ever won if the Knicks win a championship while I'm still conscious on this earth, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Like if I see orange and blue confetti rain down from the roof of Madison Square Garden, and it says the Knicks have won the championship. Bro, I'm getting emotional.
You would have to be there, right? You're getting tickets.
Oh, I'm selling. I'm selling parts of my body to be in the Garden. Hey, you want a finger?
You may never see that again.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Like for a Jets Super Bowl, I would have to be there. Like
that's why you.
I'm not staying home. No, you gotta be there for that. And the Islanders Stanley Cup too. I would
like
have to
you clear out your life savings. You know, you do whatever you gotta do. You tell the wife, listen, I'll work triple overtime to make this money back, but I gotta be there. Like I don't care what I gotta do. I gotta do it. And you know me, I'm not that radical, but for the Knicks, I think I would. And it takes a lot for me to get to that place. Yo, me, Ange, my brother, everybody we know that are Knicks fans, we'd all be congregating outside of Madison Square Garden. The game don't start till 9. I'll be at the Garden at 4:30, just walking, circling the building.
Tailgating at the bars before.
What? I will literally be walking around Madison Square Garden, rolling around. I will have my chair charged and everything, just so the chair doesn't die. I would literally be circling the garden and going, I never thought I'd see the day. As much as I despise this person, I think I'd even hug Jim Dolan. I'd hug him. I'd hug Jim Dolan. And I'd even beg for forgiveness. Big Dog's like, it's true. It's true. It's sad, but I'm laughing. Oh, Stern. Oh man, this is fun, man. This is fun. Big Dog, I'm gonna go. Speaking of those horrible Knicks, they play the Lakers now. I gotta go. I gotta go. Watch this team try to win 3 in a row. When the Knicks win 3-game winning streaks, we get delusional as Knicks fans. It's like we start planning parades in our mind. Yo, what is it? What could it look like if by some miracle we get the 4th seed in the playoffs and you actually got to come into Madison Square Garden for playoffs? Like, we start getting delusional. We don't know how to act. Knicks fans can't handle success. We start planning the whole Eastern Conference Championship. I don't, because I've been
that one year. Emilio called it way too early.
I'm like, whoa, fam, don't, bro. You've been a Knicks fan for 110 years. Don't do this. Like, you seen Ewing blow layups at the rim. Like, bro, don't do this. Charles Smith getting blocked 9 times. Reggie Miller hitting 3 3-pointers in 8.3 seconds. Don't do this, fam. Like, come on. John Starks going 2 for 18. Like, don't do this. Don't do this. I got scars. Amari Stoudemire punching a fire extinguisher when we could have still been in the series. I got scars, fam. Don't do this. Don't do this. Michael telling me, oh yeah, the Knicks are going somewhere, being up 2-0 in the '93 conference finals, thinking we're gonna vanquish them. You got to talk about Michael's gambling, right? You just had to talk about Michael's like, you had to go there. You had to get him that pissed off.
Talking shit about Brady, and then he
you had to go there. You had to, like. I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sick. Just thinking about it. I'm sick. The John Starks dunk. Knicks fans are jubilee inside the Garden. We laugh because we don't know what else to do, folks. We don't know what else to do. Look at him. Look at him. You got that faraway look in your eye. Do me a favor, Islanders, win one for this poor soul. He's been put through the ringer, please.
We got a great shot. Great shot. I will cry. Cry.
Yo, I'm gonna call this guy FaceTime. He's gonna be. You're gonna see the schnapps all down here. He's crying now, thinking about it. All right, we're gonna go. Here we go. I already did a full-on mental breakdown.